Today is an adventure day. We are on our way to find some dispersed camping outside of Yellowstone. We woke up this morning to our ceiling covered in tiny little gnats. It was a massive amount, and I'm sure it's because of our ceiling fan. It was blowing air or sucking air from our back window, but it was an ungodly amount of bugs. We're currently outside of Bozeman, Montana, and tomorrow night we have reservations for Madison Campground in Yellowstone. But we have nothing tonight, so we are going to be trying to find some dispersed camping tonight. That gets us the closest as possible to the Yellowstone border. You have found Explore Trek Adventure with Kelly and Greg. We cover everything camping, from backpacking to adventure vans. Before we hit the road, we have a few chores to do. We have to get some water because the campground did not have any that we could use. It was contaminated. And then, of course, we need to get gas. And luckily, diesel is super cheap here.
Okay, the iOverlander water spot for town here, total bust. This says no RVs. So I went and asked the manager in here, if you don't mind using the hose, just to go over here. We're going to kind of go down the freeway, then we're going to cut off on a dirt road, which cuts off a huge section of freeway. But on that dirt road, there is a couple trails on Onyx that we found that we're going to go check out. There were like 4 or 5 campsites. We made it onto the gravel. A lot of washboards, but the bigger tires are actually rolling over it a little better than the other ones did.
We actually navigated to a town Hoffman, which we thought was an actual town, but it ended up being basically just a intersection of 3 little roads. Have you ever wondered what it sounds like for an adventure van to go down a washboard road? Here it is. Not the most pleasant sound.
But that's why you want a good build, because everything sounds like it's falling apart right now. Hello there.
What did you just do?
Low range. There's that. Getting some decent sized ruts.
So we're putting it in 4x4. We got a possible campsite we're gonna go check out. Actually, it's really pretty. A big mountain range in the back. Oh, it's got a little fire pit. Somebody left a chair. Chair, wood. Huh. A little stream back there. What do you think? It's pretty nice. Should we keep going though, just to see? Let's see if we can find something else.
That was a bumpy I think it was 3.5 miles of a lot of bumps. We're gonna air down on the way back. But I think we found a spot for tonight. And we have this nice stream right there. We've seen 0 other people, although we did have to back up for a horse trailer. So you pass through some private land, and got to practice my backing up skills.
View that we are going to have tonight is pretty amazing. Huge hillside. It's really a nice sight.
As you can see, Kelly's already assumed the napping position. So let me go show you the Starlink. We're like the only people out here, so spray spray. So out here, Starlink has been totally awesome this trip. It's super portable, it like fits in anywhere. But I've just been running it on this Jackery, and we ran it for multiple hours last night and we charged other things. We're still at half battery, and it's putting 39 in and only taking 19 out. So that's actually gonna charge up, which is pretty awesome. This would be a perfect spot for a fire, but it's too dry. Let's go check out the creek. This is an awesome spot. It almost looks like people stacked rocks here on purpose to make a little pool. They probably did. And it's super close to the van. I think that the one downfall of this campsite is all of the flies. Flies are my absolute nemesis. I absolutely can't stand them. But these are particularly nasty because they like to bite. Yeah, fun times. But it's worth it because this view and this setting is amazing. I spent all afternoon looking up into these hills. So you can see a couple nice chunks out here of like grassland area. I didn't see a single thing. I think part of the problem is these terrible binoculars we have. They're like 10 by 25s, but they are terrible. If you know of a good, I don't know, we don't want anything crazy expensive, but something fairly compact that maybe has a little optical stabilization, because holy mackerel, I can't hold still to save my life. But anyways, we did notice that there's this extra road going down here. I don't think the van can make it out. We might have to go out the way we went back in, because there's multiple reasons we would smash into these trees, but then there was a gigantic rut. Weird if it's held to the ride.
Oh. Oh, I wonder what that is. Deer? Bones of something.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that from a bear? So here's the problem. I think we could make it if we hugged this upper part, but if we fell into it, this is a big hole. I think we did it if we went up there, but we wouldn't make it past those trees, so we'll come out the way we came back in.
Our fridge is small, and I have found it to be a little bit disorganized, so I am going to rearrange. Maybe put condiments on the top shelf, main dishes on the middle, I don't know. Something that's going to make it easier to find things. Right now, it's a hot mess. And some of it seems to be frozen. This is zucchini, frozen solid. So I think our fridge is just a little bit cold. Okay, for the masterpiece. Since the refrigerator was so cold because it was, next to the freezer section, we did actually turn it down, but we moved everything that was frozen down to the bottom. We're just keeping a few condiments up here, all of our vegetables in the middle. So hopefully that will help.
We've had some crazy weather this afternoon. The weather's been coming from this way, and there's these big dark cells, and our little weather thing is showing us a little lightning bolt. We haven't seen or heard any lightning. All right, tell me, what have you noticed the biggest difference between Oregon and like Montana, where we're at now?
Geez, I don't know. I honestly think Montana, it reminds me a lot of Bend, Oregon, but almost maybe just a little bit greener. The trees, massive amounts of trees. I don't know if it's just because of the area we're in, but it reminds me a lot of Oregon.
Biggest difference I've noticed is the onyx scale of like what the roads are, how easy they are, highly skewed in Montana versus Oregon. Like in Oregon, like 3 or 4 would be a Montana 1. The mosquitoes have decided to descend on the whole area. The funny thing is there was nothing earlier.
We're gonna have a very easy dinner tonight. I'm having some noodle soup, and Greg's having a PB&J with some chips. The sun is starting to set, but we are actually going to be hitting bed soon because we have to be up and on the road by 6:30. So we're gonna hopefully get to the entrance of Yellowstone fairly early.
Oh, look at that. Our dust now has water spots. Oh, check this out. Ready?
So last night was really interesting. We are out in the middle of nowhere, nobody to be seen, and about 12:30 at night, a big old Suburban comes roaring up this. I don't even know how they got up there so fast because that road is bumpy. Kind of scared us a little bit. What did you say, Gregory?
Scared? I didn't know what they were doing.
I mean, it's like...
It's a very strange, it's a dead-end road that goes to nowhere at 12:30.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was just a bunch of kids coming out to party or something, but then they came right back down, so I'm not quite sure what the deal was.
We may have been in their spot.
We may have been in their spot, who knows? It is a brisk morning. We actually put the fan heater on this morning. It's pretty early. We're gonna try to get to the Yellowstone the entrance before 8 or by 8. So how was your sleep?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I was up all night waiting for the bears to come, and they never came. And I don't think I got to sleep till like 4. We got up at 6. Oh well. We are at the low pretty much.
Considering it was almost in the 90s yesterday, that's quite the drastic drop.
That wind was coming down that pipe and just blasting through our bedroom window. It was really nice, but then it was a little much at the later end.
Yesterday when some ATVers came riding by, they ended up going up to the top of the hill, and we asked what's up there, and they're like, really? Nothing. On our way out of the campsite, there's actually quite a few little houses along the way, and lots of pastures, some with horses, some cows. But I can't imagine driving down this road if you had to go to work every day. I don't know if you can tell, but that mountain range over there is super impressive. It's huge. What do you think, Gregory? Yes?
Yes.
We have yet to hit pavement. It just...
Either go super slow or super fast, but those were so big, even going super fast, it was bone jarring, so we slowed down.
We've made it to the north entrance of Yellowstone. It's not even 9 o'clock yet. Not too much traffic.
I think our campsite last night turned out to be really good, except for the god-awful road coming from there to here.
Yes, that was rough. But we found it. There wasn't anybody else there, so it was definitely a good idea to...
We can't film in the park, so we're leaving you here. Go watch this video next.
You can find us at exploretrekadventure.com, and we'll see you next time.